Let me just say that welcome aboard to our 5th annual event. We've moved from success to success. We've gotten bigger and bigger each year. This year we've got a total of 700. That includes 100 speakers, many of which I've called and harassed. Some of you are in that audience, and there's 600 attendees. So we're quite pleased. It's a great relief. I know legislation was harder, but pulling together a conference seems much more difficult than that. So here we are. Anyway, let's begin. Just so you know that we've got a good selection. As I said, we've got over 100 speakers here. In this audience, we also have a number of honorable people from the government. You'll take a look here on your brochures if you'd like to know. But we have the tax ombud, who's running a little late from traffic. It's usually my job to run late. But Judge Ngwepi is on the way. We have Michael Sachs from the National Treasury. We have Judge Dennis Davis. You see him up here. We have the Honorable Van Rooyen, who is not in our book, but here he is. We also have David Hartnett. He's floating around the audience somewhere. And he's from the HMRC, and you will be introduced to him later. Professor Mervyn King, I think we know him rather well. Professor Annette Ugutu from the Davis Committee, in the audience from there. And that's wonderful. She's also our future president. We like that a lot. We also have Tabu Laguela and Deborah Tickle somewhere here, also from the Davis Committee. Faith Manzani from the IMF. And we have Eric McQuaney as well as CEO from the Tax Ombud Office. So we have quite a few government people. We're going to have other government people wandering through the audience throughout the week. So hence we begin. Now, just to say what this event is all about. Now, this is a little bit about who we are. We are from the South African Institute of Taxation. We are an RCB, a recognized controlling body. And as a recognized controlling body, our job is to uplift the profession. So today, it's not just CITE, but all of the recognized controlling bodies who are participating in this event in one form or another. I'll come back to that. But the purpose of us as a recognized controlling body is to uplift and assist the profession. So that what we have here is a tax profession, not just people doing work, but a whole profession and trying to make it the most. Now, as a profession, the most important thing we can do is have education. Now, one way to do education is through events like this. Now, these events are different than the typical teaching. These things here are designed to be about sharing ideas and discussing amongst our colleagues. So it's more of a sharing kind of thing than just a plain old teaching thing. And in that vein, what I'd like you to talk about is just make sure you ask questions to the audience. The goal here is to engage. Engaging is as important as just listening. But when you engage, don't make grandstanding speeches. We need to keep things moving, okay? So that happens many a time, and it will happen again. Now, in terms of education, Indaba says that education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. And that's indeed what we need to do. In my words are, in order for us to work together, we need a shared understanding. The only way we can have that shared understanding is through education. I'm sure my quote won't be remembered in 100 years, though, so it is what it is. I do think I'm important, but I'm not sure the rest of history will agree. So now, where we go through an education, just to close, is what do we have in the week ahead? What we tried to do is we tried to fashion an event around what we believed you wanted based on our discussions. And what we've tried to do is we've created a very specialized event. South African tax system is extremely complicated. That means not everybody knows what everybody's doing anymore. So what you find is we have a series of subspecialists. We really have a deep market. It's a small but deep market. So you have payroll specialists, small business specialists, international specialists. So what we basically have in the week ahead on the Tuesday through Friday is that we have one stream for Sandton, Cape Town, Durban, Pretoria, and that's sort of international, corporate, etc. And then we have the other stream for the small business and a different set of taxpayers. So there's always two streams to choose from, depending